Some stories make you smile, some stories that make you think, and some stories that entertain you for a moment and then disappear. And then there are stories like The Horizon, stories that don't scream, don't beg for attention, don't rely on shocks or twists or spectacle. Instead, they whisper, they sit beside you quietly, and before you even realize it, they've crawled under your ribs and shattered something fragile inside you. This is the kind of story that crushes your soul in complete silence. No dramatic monologues, no heroic speeches. Just two children, one road, and a world so broken it feels painfully real. And somehow, after all that hurt, all that emptiness, The Horizon still leaves you standing with more humanity than you had before. Because some stories don't just make you feel, they make you remember you're alive. The Horizon begins in a place where childhood shouldn't exist. A world torn apart by war. No heroes, no villains. Just destruction spreading through the streets like a cold sickness. Death is everywhere. Safety is nowhere. And innocence is already gone. The boy's mother was murdered. The girl's father died because of a disease. Two children grieving in different corners of chaos until fate pushes them into the same abandoned bus. A shelter with no warmth, a quiet place surrounded by violence. And in that moment, in that shattered world, they meet. Not because destiny wanted it, but because everything else had been taken from them. They step outside, confused, desperate, with no adults left to guide them. No protection, no plan. Just shock swirling in their eyes and the weight of loss sitting heavy in their chests. And then they see it, a long empty road cutting through the ruins. They don't know where it leads, they don't know what's waiting at the end, but it's the only thing that doesn't look like death, so they follow it. That's what instantly hooked me. The simplicity. Two kids, one road, one impossible hope. Keep going. These aren't battle-hardened protagonists or chosen ones. They're just kids, scared, lonely, holding on to each other because there's nothing else left to hold. The boy, he's traumatized, quiet, carrying guilt far too heavy for someone his age. He doesn't believe he deserves safety or happiness or even a future. The girl, she's warmth in human form, soft-spoken, gentle, hopeful, even when the world gives her every reason to stop hoping. Her kindness feels almost impossible, like a candle that refuses to go out. Together they form a fragile balance. His fear against her optimism, his despair against her belief in kindness, his brokenness against her determination to keep moving. Their relationship becomes the heartbeat of the story. Slow, vulnerable, and painfully human, and every beat hurts. What makes The Horizon so soul-destroying isn't shock value. It's not gore, jump scares, or dramatic sound effects. This manhwa doesn't need any of that. Instead, it breaks you with silence, with quiet moments so small, you almost miss them. A shared meal, a tiny smile, a hand reaching out when the world refuses to. Moments that feel fragile, like hope wrapped in paper. And because everything is so gentle, every tragedy hits twice as hard. Every chapter feels like walking barefoot on shattered glass. Beautiful, painful, and so delicate you're scared to breathe. You're just hoping, begging that these kids can survive the next obstacle. You want them to prove the world wrong. You want them to make it. The real antagonist of The Horizon isn't a villain you can point to. It isn't a monster lurking in the shadows. It's war. It's trauma. It's the heavy, crushing weight of survival on shoulders far too young to carry it. It's the fear, the quiet, creeping fear that maybe there's nothing waiting at the end of the road. No home, no peace, no tomorrow. And still, they walk. That's what destroyed me. Not the violence, but the resilience. These children fight through every challenge. They face every nightmare. They overcome every obstacle the world throws at them. Side by side, step by step, until they finally reach the end of the road together. And then, the story takes everything from you. The girl is shot. A single moment. Brutal, sudden, unearned, and she's gone. The boy, he grows older, but he grows older alone, carrying nothing but scars where memories used to be. Carrying grief so deep it becomes part of his bones. That moment felt like someone tore a page straight out of my chest. It's raw, it's honest, it's cruelly human. And that's why The Horizon crushes you, because it shows how fragile hope is and how easily the world can break it. But The Horizon isn't tragedy for the sake of tragedy. It never hurts you just to hurt you. Even after everything, the loneliness, the despair, the decades of wandering with nothing but memory and regret, something unexpected happens. The boy, now an old man, finally finds kindness again. Couple preparing for their child stumbles upon him. They don't fear him. They don't ignore him. They don't treat him like a stranger shaped by tragedy. They offer him something simple, something he hasn't felt since he was a child. Warmth, respect, place to rest. And in that tiny spark of humanity, in that moment where someone chooses compassion over indifference, The man feels something he thought died with the girl on that road. Hope. Not a loud, dramatic kind of hope, a quiet one, a fragile one, the kind that grows slowly, like a small flame protected by cupped hands. It's a reminder that pain isn't the end of the story, that even in a world broken by war, people can still choose kindness, that life, even when shattered, can still be pieced back together. Not perfectly, but meaningfully. The art is minimalistic. That's what gives it power. Wide, empty landscapes that feel like echoes of grief. Soft lines that make every expression hit twice as hard. A world drawn with restraint, where silence becomes its own language. Panels linger, scenes breathe, and the emotions don't explode. They seep into you, slowly, quietly, relentlessly. It's proof that you don't need complexity to make something powerful, just honesty. The Horizon didn't just make me sad, it made me still. It made me think about the parts of myself I don't usually look at. It reminded me how fragile hope is, and how unbelievably strong it becomes when someone shares it with you. If you've never read it, prepare yourself, not for action, not for spectacle, but for an emotional experience that feels almost spiritual, because The Horizon isn't just a story. It's a quiet earthquake, a reminder of what it means to survive, what it means to care, and what it means to keep walking, even when you don't know where the road leads. A story that crushed my soul, but somehow helped rebuild it too. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Click the video above to see more.